smiling faces, challenged minds, full bellies, hope and a future. All these and more have come to African orphans through your Hand-in-Hand Orphan School, the result of partnership between you and your partner church in the Central African Republic. Your partnership is the truest form of partnership, where each partner in the relationship has a unique gift to offer, and where the blessing each is seeking to pour out on needy African orphans would be impossible without the help of the other. These smiles on the faces of happy, growing kids are proof of the success of your partnership. Let's take a visit to your school.
Greetings to our friends there at the Dillsburg Hope Grace Brethren Church, and welcome to the Central African Republic. Hi, I'm Barb Wooler, and I'd like to report to you on what your second year of partnership with your sister church in Africa, the Gbamian Grace Brethren Church, has produced. It was my pleasure to be with Ethan and Wendy in the Central African Republic in November 2010, and I'd like to share with you some of the photos we took of their time at your school at Gbamian. We left the capital city of Bangui and arrived at Gbamian about 70 miles later. We had 2 visits to your school, and most of these photos were taken on the main visit, which was on the second day. While the rest of the team went to visit the Level 1 school, Ethan, Wendy, and I went to your school, housed in this small brick classroom the church erected for the school. Teacher Gilbert is a capable teacher, and the children not only respond to him as a teacher, but they obviously really like and respect him. This year, the children are learning 2 new things: to write in cursive and to understand and speak French. By the end of the year, much of their instruction will be in French. They also are learning Bible lessons each week, both at school and at church, and have learned the oral Bible, a kind of African version of Walk Through the Bible. At recess time, Ethan played toss with the kids, which soon became mug ball, and Wendy stood by laughing, air quotes, encouraging him on. The Harlackers were a pleasure to have on this team and did a great job representing you, the Dillsburg Grace family. 3 times a week at lunch, the children are fed porridge, and on alternate days, they're served meat or fish with vegetables. On this day, the children were treated to one of their favorites: fish seasoned with salt and hot pepper and other seasonings. 40 orphans in this little community are being helped by your school. 40 kids, each with their own names and stories, like Desiree, Abigail, and Miguel. But none of their stories would have included going to school were it not for your Hand-in-Hand school at Gbamian. For all your kids, school is not just the bright spot in their day. It is also brightening their future. The education they are receiving will enable them to serve as leaders one day in their churches and communities, and more importantly, will enable them to read and understand God's Word for themselves. So often when African orphans tell their stories, they say, "Everyone knows that nothing good can come to a child in Africa without a father," as if this were an established fact that no African would ever refute. Sadly, this is an African adage because it usually is true. True unless something or someone intervenes. Thankfully, you intervened, and because of it, 40 African orphans are being blessed every day. So thank you. Thank you on behalf of Cynthia, Prince, Seguin, Desiree, Abigail, Miguel, Marina, Sylvain, Laure, Jocelyne, Geoffrode, Diane,